On September 3rd, China held a grand military parade. The first public appearance of the Dongfeng 61 ballistic missile drew particular attention from Western media. Unsurprisingly, as a strategic nuclear delivery system, it carried significant strategic deterrence and political weight. However, one strategically vital signal from the parade was widely overlooked: the near absence of traditional tube artillery in China's artillery units. In their place stood various new types of modular long-range rocket artillery systems. These systems have made dramatic improvements in two key performance areas, ultimately rendering them more efficient than tactical nuclear bombs within China's army combat system. First, a substantial increase in conventional munition range now allows China's long-range rocket artillery to fulfill roles once reserved for tactical nuclear weapons, namely precision high-value target destruction and escalation control at the operational scale. Take the PHL-191 long-range rocket artillery system as an example. When firing its 750 mm rockets, specifically the BRE-10, which has a circular error probable of as low as 10 meters and is equipped with a massive 480 kg warhead, roughly equivalent to the combined explosive power of 50 standard 155 mm artillery shells or a full battery level salvo. It can achieve ranges of 600 kilometers. Many may not grasp the significance of these distances. The most intuitive comparison is that the Taiwan Strait is only about 400 kilometers wide. Long-range rocket artillery typically serves as division-level direct suppressive firepower. By comparison, tube artillery serving similar functions in both China and the United States, such as the most representative 155 mm howitzers, can only achieve maximum ranges of around 100 kilometers when using specialized extended-range munitions. Conventional shells are limited to far shorter distances, around 50 kilometers. The PHL-191's 600 km range, however, opens up new operational possibilities for artillery. It can effectively engage high-value targets deep behind enemy lines, including command centers, logistics hubs, airfields, and troop concentrations. This capability allows it to disrupt enemy offensives during their preparation phase or isolate well-defended positions by cutting off supplies and reinforcements. The mission of destroying enemy offensive formation and logistics systems was a role NATO assigned to tactical nuclear weapons during the Cold War. While using conventional munitions, the PHL-191 can achieve similar outcomes thanks to its extreme range. It is no longer merely a tactical asset. It now offers operational-scale strategic strike capabilities. The PHL-191 is just one example of China's modern artillery. It is integrated into artillery brigades directly under the command of China's Army Group Commands. This structure is highly significant. In conventional warfare, the commanders of China's 13 army groups now possess strategic strike capabilities under their direct control, unlike their counterparts in many other countries who must coordinate across air and missile forces. Moreover, the use of tactical nuclear weapons requires lengthier approval processes and higher-level authorization, and from the moment radiation detectors begin to alarm, the battlefield spirals towards uncontrollable escalation, with no real winners. The PHL-191, by contrast, can perform some functions of tactical nuclear weapons without the radiological hazards of risks of further escalation. This non-nuclear nuclear weapon represents one of the Chinese Army's most strategically valuable asymmetric advantages. Secondly, a new type of smart munition has made China's long-range rocket systems more efficient and cost-effective than tactical nuclear weapons when it comes to halting massed armored assaults and conducting battlefield interdiction. In March 2025, China's official media People's Daily reported a breakthrough, the Feilong 60A, the world's first loitering munition designed specifically for rocket artillery. The system is stored in launched canisters and is compatible with any Chinese modular rocket artillery system. After launch, the Feilong 60A unfolds its wings and loiters in designated airspace for extended periods. During tests on the Tibetan Plateau, its electric propeller propulsion system demonstrated an endurance up to 7 hours. But the Feilong 60A does more than just loiter. Its onboard cameras can autonomously identify ground targets and conduct precision strikes using specialized warheads to attack the vulnerable top armor of enemy vehicles. It can also transmit real-time imagery to the launch vehicle, enabling battle damage assessment, guidance for subsequent conventional strikes, or target designation for other units. This represents an evolution in artillery history, effectively giving artillery its own eyes. Traditional artillery strikes involve 6 steps: reconnaissance, reporting, decision-making, assignment, firing, and assessment. The Feilong 60A allows China's long-range rocket artillery to bypass half of these steps, greatly accelerating response time and strike precision. As a result, these systems are both safer and more economical than traditional tactical nuclear weapons, especially when countering large-scale armored assaults. Considered US military's only active tactical nuclear weapon, the B-61, 12 or 13, first, it requires delivery via aircraft, meaning it depends on air superiority and faces the risk of being shot down by air defenses. Rocket artillery equipped with the Feilong 60A faces no such constraints. Second, Cold War-era US nuclear tests revealed that tactical nuclear weapons have an effective kill radius of only about 2 kilometers against armored formations. An armored brigade typically consists of 3 to 5 battalions, with roughly 100 to 200 tanks. In combat formations, such a unit may span 6 to 8 kilometers in width and 3 to 5 kilometers in depth, which means destroying it would require 6 to 12 technical nuclear weapons, each with yields between 10 to 30 kilotons of TNT. According to the Federation of American Scientists, each B-61 cost approximately $28 million. Neutralizing a single armored brigade with tactical nukes could therefore cost between $168 million and $336 million. In contrast, each Feilong 60A is reported by Mina Defense to cost just $68,000. The price of 12 B-61s could buy nearly 5,000 Feilong 60As, enough to conduct 25 precision-guided strikes per tank in an armored brigade, if anyone would actually use such an extravagant approach. Furthermore, modern main battle tanks fielded by China, the US and Russia all feature full nuclear, biological and chemical protection. This allows crews to wait a minimum of 6 hours before rapidly crossing through a nuclear blast zone. The Feilong 60A, with a loiter time exceeding 7 hours, can continuously monitor the battlefield. If a second wave of armored units is detected, it can either direct additional strikes or engage directly, thereby providing longer duration battlefield interdiction than tactical nuclear weapons. This advantage is particularly critical in homeland defense scenarios, as it eliminates any concern over the radiological aftermath and post-strike cleanup associated with nuclear weapons. In summary, across multiple operational scenarios traditionally dominated by tactical nuclear weapons, China's long-range rocket artillery systems have opened new pathways for achievement. As Chinese political commentator Wang Chang noted, this not only enhances the PLA's integrated informational and firepower capabilities, but also strengthens the strategic capacity of Chinese army and further improves the entire military's joint operations system. China has always adhered to the principles of no first use of nuclear weapons and no use against non-nuclear states. However, if any forces mistakenly believe that they can rely on larger nuclear arsenals to engage in conventional military salami-slicing tactics, promote nuclear combat or even initiate proxy wars against China, they will face responses more resolute and powerful than those seen 80 years ago. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching this episode of Top Picks. I'm Chris. If you have any thoughts, please leave a comment below and see you next time.